Waiting on some people to come on. Take all this stuff off. Sit up so I can talk to you guys. Let me invite some people on. I'm waiting on some people to jump on. But you guys are on it today. I hope you guys are having a blessed day, because this is the day that the Lord has made, and I'm going to rejoice in it. I have no choice. I love my Facebook Live, y'all. It's a avenue that God has given us to reach out to people, whether we're around the corner next door or across the country. So I'm just waiting on a few people to jump on. Share a quick message with you guys on today about shortcuts and the consequences that they may have. Just waiting on a couple more people and I'm going to get started. Hope your day is going well. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. In can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? If you can, type yes. Can you hear me now, Kendra? Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. Let me make sure. And make sure my volume is up. Okay. Probably because of how I'm holding it. Let me take this thing out. But anyway, I just want to share this quick word with you guys on today, and I'm going to let you go. From 1 Samuel 13, 8 and 11, it says, Then Saul waited several days according to the time set by Samuel. But Samuel did not come to Saul, offered the burnt offering. Now it happened, as soon as he had finished presenting the burnt offering, that Samuel came. And Samuel said, What have you done? One of the most common obstacles of success is desiring to take short corners or shortcuts. The shortcuts never pay off in the long run. If you find that you are continually giving into your moves or your impulse, then you need to change your approach in doing things. Meaning that every time when God is giving you something to do, you want to find a shortcut to do it. You want to find a quicker way to get there. And that is an impulse. That's something that is driving you, where you're falling prey to your emotions. You're falling prey to the impatientness. And when God is giving you instructions to do something, sometimes he's trying to build patience. He's trying to build self-discipline. When you can tell yourself no, not to do it, not to go, don't touch that, don't add that, don't take that away. When you find yourself having a desire to add to the plan of God, you're out of order. You're trying to create a shortcut because you think in your mind that if I do it this way, I'm going to help God get it done. God doesn't need your help. God doesn't need you to help him with his planning. He doesn't need you to help out, because when God gives you instructions, you follow the instructions to a T. When you're baking a cake, you can't bake a cake and leave out certain things or add certain things to it, because the ingredients didn't call for that. for whatever you're making, if you add to it, you're going to alter the outcome. And that's how God is with our lives. God is giving you instructions to do a certain thing a certain way, but we want to get impatient because we're trying to get to a place faster than we think God should take us. So what we do, we hurry the process, and then we mess things up. Okay? Also, God is trying to build self-discipline in you. Cutting corners is really a sign of impatience or poor self-discipline. But if you're willing to follow through to achieve whatever project, whatever assignment God has given you, that's when your breakthrough comes. When you follow through with the planning that God has given you, you will achieve the breakthrough. You will achieve the project. You will achieve whatever it is that God has given you. You will achieve it. The best method to do this is to set up standards for yourself that require accountability. And anytime that you suffer consequences for not following through, it should help you stay on track. How many times have you guys done something and it didn't come out quite as you planned? How many times have you finished a project and it just didn't look like the vision that God has given you because you took some shortcuts? So when you have standards and you take accountability of your actions and follow through exactly how God has given it to you, I promise you, you will achieve your goal. Stop taking shortcuts. Shortcuts carry consequences. Shortcuts never fulfill the fullness that God has for you. So you have to stay on track in order to achieve the assignment. It takes accountability, because if not, you're going to suffer the consequences if you don't follow it through. It actually helps you stay on track, because if you fall off the bicycle enough time, you're going to know what not to do the next time in order when you get on it to keep going. Okay? And once you have your standards in place, work accordingly to them. Not your moods, not your impatientness, not the willingness to try to get the thing done. Work accordingly to the plan that God has given you. Work accordingly to everything that God has given you. Write it down, because if you try to go before God, you're going to mess it up. Then God has to start you all over again. How many of you all are tired of starting over from the beginning? You know, when you see those track players and they're getting ready to run track and the race has started and they jump the gun, guess what? Everybody has to start over. How many times God has given you something, and because of you being impatient, because of you trying to take a shortcut or to alter the plan of God for your life, people had suffered because of it. As leaders, we need to be consistent. We need to take accountability of our actions, because what we do will affect the followers. So we have to take accountability so we can follow the plan, because if we're the visionaries that God has given us the vision, we have to follow the plan according to how God has written it. You can add to it and you can't take nothing away from it. No matter how long it may take you, if you set some standards for your life, if you're impatient, pray that God give you the patience that you need. No matter if it takes you a week, a month, 8 months, 6 years, 10 years, 12 years. They didn't become leaders overnight. It was a process. Everything you do in life has a process. When you bake a cake, it's a process. When you get up in the morning, you have a process. When you go to your desk and log onto your computer, there's a process that has to be done in order for you to achieve your goal. When you go to the bank, it's a process. If you're making a deposit, it's a process. When you're putting on your clothes, it's a process. When you're taking a bath, it's a process. Same thing in the kingdom of God. It's a process to achieve whatever goal that you're setting out to do. So, only thing I'm saying to you guys on today, take accountability. Set standards for yourself so you can achieve the breakthrough. And once you have the standards in place, work accordingly to them. Not your moods, not your emotions. Just because somebody said something that has gotten you off track, don't be moved by your emotions. Tell your emotions bye-bye. because you got work to do. They will get you going in the right direction when you have self-discipline. It's a quality that is won through patience. You have to discipline yourself. If you know that you don't have the patience to work with people that is a little slower than you, let somebody else work with them. And you go over to something else and help another area out. You have to have patience, self-discipline, and standards. If your standards are low, your quality of work is going to be low. When you have high standards as a leader, everybody is on the same level. When you have leadership that is weak, you're going to have a weak foundation. When you have a solid leadership, your foundation is going to be solid. When you're flaky and cracky, your foundation is going to be just as flaky and cracky as you are. So whatever you are, you're going to reproduce. So only thing I'm saying to you today is to stay with the plan that God has given you. Follow it through. Don't allow people, places, or things to come along to pull you off track. Because I tell people this all the time. People can say whatever they want to say. If you're living in a place of sin and you think because you're preaching and you're flowing or whatever you think you're doing in the gospel, the Bible says they would do signs and miracles and wonders. They will preach the gospel. They will be able to prophesy. But I have not sent them. So you are a false prophet to me. You are a false teacher to me when you're living outside of the will of God. He said, be ye holy for I am holy. We can't separate the two. You're either going to walk with him or you're not. He will take you if you're slipping and sliding and you're trying to get it right. But every time you fall, you get yourself up and you go again. But your mind has to be conditioned to change. See, a lot of times people want change, but they don't want to be cut. People want to live different, but they don't want to change from where they're at. They love to indulge themselves with the fleshly desires of their bodies. They love to indulge themselves with other people that like what they like. They love to drink. They love to party. They love to smoke. I know people that preached every week and smoke weed every night. I know people that preach and they drink before they even go preach. They drink during service. They drink after service. They sleep with people right before church and they leave church and go do the same thing. We have to get ourselves together as leaders. You have to wake up one day and say, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. When your heart and your mind is renewed and you begin to make a change, watch God bring you through your breakthrough. It's sad. We want God to bless our finances, but we don't have discipline in our spending. We want God to bless us with a house, but we can't even pay our bills in the apartment. You're staying with somebody and you can't even help support them maintain the household. You can't buy groceries, but you're always asking people for things. You can't even provide your own simple needs. How can God enlarge your territory? How can God bless you financially when you don't even pay tithes? You're not a disciplinary over your own finances. Come on, we got to get it together as a body. When you begin to give back to God what he asked you for, the 90% will be an increase. I tell you guys, all this week has been nothing but financial blessings. I went to the mailbox yesterday, had an unexpected check. I got a deposit into my account unexpectedly. Wasn't expecting it. I had an increase, tremendously increased. All this week has been nothing but blessings. When I'm in line at the grocery store, I pay for the people behind me or in front of me groceries or whatever it is that they're getting, and they're just in shock. I said, don't worry about it. Go ahead. I'll pay for it. If I'm in the line at McDonald's, I pay for the car behind me, and I keep going. I don't look for nothing in return, because you never know where people are. And when you begin to bless people and give back, watch God pour back into your bosom. He will begin to open you up for finances. He will begin to enlarge your territory. But stop asking God to bless you when you can't even bless others. You're so tight sitting on your money, you got to mind it, press it out because it's so wrinkled. In order for you to be a blessing, to get a blessing, you got to be a blessing. If you're lacking in love, sow a seed of love. Go love on the people in the nursing home. Go out to the hospital and pray for people. If you're desiring prayer and you're sick in your body, go pray for somebody just as sick as you. Go and bless somebody that's doing worse than you. Go and sow seeds, whatever it is that you're desiring God to do in your life. Go and sow a seed of that into somebody else's life and watch God bless you. When you decide to give it up, that's when God's going to break you out. If you keep sitting on it, God ain't going to do nothing with you. He can't, because you haven't made up in your mind to let it go. When money don't matter to you, or finances or whatever it is doesn't matter to you anymore, when you stop looking for a mate, that's when God is going to bless you. When that's not your focus or your drive, watch God turn it around. You have to get into a place where you're not looking for God to do anything for you. Whatever he do, he do. And if it don't happen, you're still okay. That's where I am. God can take everything I have right now to this day, and I will be happy and satisfied, content with it. From my children, from grandbaby, whatever it may be, I can let it all go. As long as I'm in the will of God, I'm good. Because I'm not here for myself. I was a vehicle for those children to get here. I don't know what purpose God had for their lives. I don't know why God chose me to be their mother. I don't know why God has given me the seed that he's given me. But whatever it is, I offer it back to him. Because it's not mine. God, I thank you for allowing me to be a vehicle for these children. But God, I give them back to you. God, I thank you for allowing me to have the finances, but I give it back to you. We have to be in a place where we have to open our hand up to God. When your hand is open, you're ready to receive. When your hand is closed, nothing can come in. So begin to let go and watch God break you out. But I just wanted to share that word with you guys on today. You guys know I love you. I thank you for your support. I thank you for following me and just encouraging me to do what God has called me to do and to prove the naysayers wrong. Because there's a word in my belly. And I pray that I have impregnated something in your spirit, that I have deposited a seed of some kind that you can go and nurture it in the ground, and that it causes you to relook and think about what you need to do or change in your walk. And if God is giving you an assignment to go back and revisit it again, take accountability. Stop taking shortcuts and follow the plan according to how God has given it to you, and watch it work. You guys be blessed.